Hi there, this is Art Johnson, and today I'm going to do a brief update on my camera equipment here. I'm a bit of a camera lover here. I'm using a camera right now to record this, not a webcam, but an actual camera. I'm using my Lumix G100 camera, which is a Panasonic product. And I have a Samyang f2 12 millimeter lens on that camera, and I'm using it as if it were a webcam. So it's hooked into my computer system, and the camera is on a little mini tripod where I keep it permanently, really. And I have a dummy battery that plugs into AC power, so I never have to worry about the battery going dead. And that's my camera for web recordings like this. I also have a Lumix G9 camera. I'll show you that now. The Lumix G7 is Panasonic's entry-level micro four thirds camera. This is the G9. It's their top of the line micro four thirds camera, and it's got a Leica 15 millimeter lens on it, and I've got it on a little mini tripod here. I'm going to set it down. So those have been my two main cameras. Recently, I came across the Panasonic G100 camera, and it's a micro four thirds camera also. And I purchased this little guy because this is a great walking around camera. You saw the size of my G9. Here's the G100, and this weighs at least twice, maybe three times what this weighs. So one interesting thing to note is that the G9 there, the Panasonic, is smaller than a full frame Canon or Sony camera. It's a micro four thirds, so it's a little smaller. Let's call it a 3/4 size to a full frame camera. And, and this is much smaller than that G9 that I have. I find the G9, it's a great camera and I love it, and I'm not getting rid of it, and I'm still going to use that as my go-to camera for serious camera work. But this little guy is my daily carry-around camera. In fact, I can put it in my daily bag. When I go to coffee or something like that, I can take this camera with me, and it doesn't do anything to the size of my kit, or what I carry around with me. Very lightweight. Size-wise, let me compare this to my phone. Okay, I'll put them side by side, and you may be able to notice that the phone is actually in both height and width, but not depth. It's bigger than this camera. And this camera is really probably a little bit lighter than this. Certainly they're in the same category. It's very lightweight. It's smaller than an iPhone, and it takes fantastic pictures. One thing that was really important to me, that it has interchangeable lens. So all the lenses, I think I've got 7 lenses for my Lumix cameras. All of those lenses will fit on this camera. Wow. On top of that, so it's small, it's lightweight, it's compatible with my existing equipment, and I can use all those other lenses. It's got a flip out screen here, so I can look at myself. I can use it. It's advertised as a vlogging camera, and there's other vlogging cameras out there that Sony makes, I think, a couple of them, but this one beats all, because it has the interchangeable lenses and takes my Panasonic lenses, because it's so lightweight. It's got this accessory handle tripod thing. It opens up to a tripod so I can set it down on a counter or a table or something, you know, and use it like I'm doing right now with the G7. I mean, I can use it for that purpose because it's great video, but it's also a great photo stills camera. It's got one thing that Sony, for example, on their version that doesn't have a viewfinder on it. It's got a regular viewfinder on it, so which is great for taking pictures. It's as much as I love these flip out little LCD screens, they're not the best for still photos. You really need to have that eyepiece, and it has that. It's I don't want to get too poetic about this thing, but it's a perfectly designed for the vlogging or just walking around and taking pictures. The G9 hat, I mean, I can put it on a cord and put it over my neck and walk around with it and take pictures, but it's not something you can throw in a small bag. It's not something that's discreet. It's a camera. This one is a camera too, but literally I can put it in my pocket. You could never do that with the G9. So I've got it for that purpose. It comes with a 12 to 32 lens, which is it's inexpensive. It's a plasticky lens, so no, it's not a fancy lens, but it's a great lens. It's 12 to 32 millimeters, so it's a wide angle to short telephoto in terms of the reach that it has. Takes a good picture, you know, again, it's lightweight, fits on this. If I want to put any of my better or higher end camera lenses or ones with more reach, I've got those available to me at any time. It's got the slow motion. How about the audio? Since we're using this camera for vlogging, let's hope it's got good audio, and it does. It's got two little microphones up front and one in the back, and it has audio from Nokia that you can set it to track you, so it'll track you as it tracks your face. It'll track your voice. You can do a surround microphone where you have all three mics working together, so if you turn it back and forth, it's getting sound and ambient sound from all the way around. You can have it set for the front. When I'm talking in the front, it uses the mics in the front. You can change it to back. When I go in the back, it'll take the back. As again, you could use the surround, or you can use the tracking, which actually tries to track your voice. The audio's pretty good on this. You know, better than you might expect on a little camera like this. It has a mic jack on the side, so I can plug in an external mic. So I have a little mini boom mic. I have a wireless microphone, and I can put that on here so that no matter where the camera is pointed, the audio is coming into the camera directly from the microphone. Fully featured, everything you'd expect in a vlogging camera. Full featured and lightweight. I've had it for a couple weeks now, so I'm getting pretty familiar with it, and I'm very delighted to have this as part of my kit that I can put with my G7, my G9, and now I have this G100. So I've got a full array of Lumix cameras for all my needs. Thanks for joining me.